This is a live look at Microsoft Origin. It's our next generation patent research platform for the purpose of helping you search, evaluate, analyze the patent literature in a variety of AI augmented ways. So I'm going to start this demonstration of results chat from the AI search capability. This is a natural language search option that's been trained using the same large language model techniques that train other amazing applications like AI chatbots and other sorts of analysis tools. So let's imagine, for instance, that your starting point for this sort of analysis is a freedom to operate use case where you've got a product and you are trying to ensure that there are no active granted patents out there that might influence or might block your ability to make or sell your invention. So let's start with a description of an invention. You can see I've pasted in a block of text in here that describes an invention having to do with autonomous driving. So many of you know that this is an active area of research and innovation all over the world, especially when it comes to the sensors that are involved. There's a commonly used technology called light detection and ranging, or LiDAR for short. So you can see that that is kind of the focus of this invention, is an alignment system that might be used for autonomous driving. So let's say this is our invention and we need to see what else is out there that might impact our freedom to operate. It's a very complicated invention. You can see that it goes on into great detail about a variety of methods, data points that are used, point registration. So if we run a search using this AI search and retrieve the first 100 or so references ranked by relevance by this AI set of results, now we've got a data set to work with. So nothing about what I've shown you so far is new or is even especially groundbreaking. There are many solutions out there that will help you start a search in this way using, a natural language search step. The next part is what is groundbreaking, because we know from working with IP specialists and non-IP specialists, the relative novices all over the world, that a majority of your time is being spent evaluating on a document by document basis how relevant a specific patent publication would be to your technical topic. And this is the place where Results Chat really comes to the fore to help you save time and effort in evaluating and identifying specific patent references as they might relate to your technology needs. So let's take a look at the new Results Chat feature and how you can leverage it for this purpose. So we've got a set of 100 patents grouped into 49 families within this answer set. And we need to know specific things about all of these references to help us evaluate how relevant they'll be to our clearance concern. Let's open up the results chat interface and take a look. So first of all, you can see that results chat sits alongside your set of patents here. So you can use the kind of the full experience of the results set here to navigate through your results. You can click through on images to see details about it as you're working with results chat. So this isn't something that's going to replace your existing review process. It's just going to augment it and make it easier. You can see as you open this up that it's going to provide you with a little bit of information about how to use this. And there are two modes that you can take for helping interrogate this answer set. The first one, as Nick said, is it can enable you to ask clarifying questions about these patents across the whole data set at scale. So let's say, for example, that I wanted to summarize the elements of the independent claims. Now you can see it's actually popping up with a suggestion here. This is the representation of my prompt history. So as you work with results chat, it's going to keep track of the questions that you ask and allow you to quickly replay those once again to make your analysis more efficient. Yes, this is what I want to do. I would like the elements of the independent claims for all of these patents to be summarized quickly for me for this sort of analysis. So you can see it iterates that question across the entire answer set. And if you'd like, you can open this up, just kind of drag this across to make it a little bit easier to read. Here you can see we've got the answer for my question listed for all 49 families listed here. So I can quickly scan through here and say, here's result number 3. Well, you know what? This is talking about collecting data while the system is disengaged and iterative alignment. maybe this is, I don't think that this is really related to my product. So I can quickly eliminate this and move on to the next patent without needing to dive into the claims, without needing to open up another chat window to discuss it with the specific document. Ease, efficiency while you do the review process. Now, if you would like to save and export this analysis for further review, you can see that that's an option as well. Here are some of the contextual tools that we've enabled with Results Chat. For example, an export option. This is just going to drop out the text of this results chat into a Microsoft Word format document. So you would be able to look at this on your own time. It's going to, tell you what you ran the search against, the question that you asked, and then here's the summary of all of those answers. So you'll be able to export this, codify it, and keep it for your records. As Nick said, it's going to be important for you to keep track of this review process and how you came to these conclusions. So here is your documentation, keeping the receipts, as they say. Back to the results chat, let's show you another great example of how you can use this to really drill down within this answer set to try to figure out which specifically among these patents are the patents I need to take a closer look at. So let's say, for instance, the key inventive step of and what's really going to make my product shine in the market is a real-time calibration feature. So I'm very concerned about any patents that might be describing this specific aspect of the feature. So I've done this broad search about a lot of things having to do with my invention, and now I'm going to ask it a specific question: which of these patents discloses real-time calibration? This is also going to show you an example of another feature that we've used to help make sure that you're getting the best experience using this tool. As we said, it's going to iterate your question across the entire set of patents. So if you ask a question, that's kind of phrased about the whole answer set, about the whole set, it's going to make sure that the question that you're asking is what you intended to ask here. So it's rephrasing this. Does this patent disclose real-time calibration? Yes, that's the question I'm asking. Thank you for confirming that with me, Results Chat. And then from there, it can go ahead and process that query across the whole set. So this is an example of a binary or a filter type question. We have heard from you across the industry that you are looking for faster and more intuitive ways to drill down and focus your answer set to the key technologies of interest to you. And that's precisely what this feature does. As you can see, it's going to scan through this list, ask the question, and come up with a yes, no, or maybe response to your question for each patent in the list. So let's scroll down a little bit. It looks like a lot of these don't really need to be too concerned with that. Let's scroll down to one where it says yes. Aha, here we go. So this patent explicitly mentions online calibration within the title and the abstract, and detailed methods for performing this calibration while the vehicle is operating on the road. There we go. So this patent is not explicitly mentioning the term real-time calibration here, right? But luckily for us, that's not the only thing we're looking for. You all know this as either patent information professionals or as people who have read patents on a regular basis. You cannot expect a patent to speak in the exact same terms and phrases that you might be thinking about. This is exactly why we need an AI model doing this work, because an AI model has the contextual understanding to be able to say, well, it's talking about online calibration while the vehicle is operating. That's basically equivalent to real-time calibration. It understands the context, it understands language variation. This is what you need above and beyond simply keyword highlighting or search queries to help you efficiently review a list of patents. You'll note that at sometimes it's going to qualify. It's going to say, I think that this is what you're looking for, but the AI smarts are not omniscient. So it's also going to give you these maybe options as kind of like a safety check to enable you to bring your human intelligence to the fore and make the decision on, with your in-depth knowledge of the technology to say yes or no. So questions to filter and focus a data set. What's the next step from here? Well, okay, so we've identified 7 yeses, 7 maybes. The majority of this list is probably no, we don't need to be concerned about this. Down below, we've got an additional workflow option, which is enabling you to create a new search based on these results. Let's go ahead and exclude the no patents from the current search. What this will do is it will capture the patents in that category, run a new search that is then captured in your search history, and enable you to continue your evaluation workflow within a new answer set here. So now let's say we want to iterate on this further and get into more details about the technology. Let's open up the results chat again. From here, you can see that we can take a look at our chat journey. So it's going to keep track of some of the iterative work we are doing, reviewing these results. So now we've determined whether the patents disclose real-time calibration, and I can come back and start asking another question about the technology. And in this way, it's possible for you to kind of branch or send your chat conversation in different directions. All of that will still be kept track of via this chat journey window that will enable you to easily recall what you've done via previous chat sessions. So as I said, the key focus of this demonstration is to help you understand more quickly which specific patents will be related to your technology, in this case, an invention that we're trying to clear. So hopefully you've gotten a good sense of how the results chat can be used in this way.